So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, the master debater. I have to emphasize that because somebody be like, what did she say? Master debater. And I am here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq. And it is the Demetra K show where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we are a great people, but we can always strive to do better. So again, I'd like to say welcome to Donovan. Also like to say welcome and thank you to our third co-host, which is YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You are all the other side of the conversation because, again, you are not just viewers, but you are now like real participants because you can click on the link and come on and be heard. And so we love and appreciate everybody that's in the comments and those who come on and speak their opinion, whether we agree with it or not. We still love to hear from you. And so today we're going to be talking about that of Jonathan Majors, who is I guess he was kind of still, I don't know, a rising star. Of course, you guys have seen him. If you went to see Creed 3, he was in that. And he was also in Lovecraft Country, which was a great series. I loved it. And some other things. Sounds like he's going to be in Marvel and all that other stuff. And, he kind of finds himself in a curious situation, but not rare, in that he got in trouble with what it sounds like his girlfriend, who, what I understand, is white. She's very white, too. So we'll get into that in just a few. So who's on here? Robin and Ais, how are you doing? Long time no see. Tawana, what's going on? And Malik, easy, how are you? And Tracy. So Donovan, what say you before we get started?
I want to say happy Sunday to everybody. When it is Sunday, it is the Demetra K Show. Glad to have you guys here. Do us a favor, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We need to share this message as Demetra drops a lot of great videos. Big shout out and welcome back to Brother Phil, who has made it back from South Africa safely. And I'm not talking safely because he left Africa, because he could be on that plane and, things could happen. So he made it back safely in his travel. So welcome back, Brother Phil. Good to have you here and back. And if you guys look at our scrolling thing at the bottom, if you so wish to desire to help support the new Black media, that is one way to do it. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, check, money order, IOU. We take it all, and that everything that you guys can provide can help spread the message and keep the new Black media going. It's going to be an interesting topic. I'm not really a Creed follower, but again, very interesting that we have all these examples in the world and in history in dealing with Miss Anne. And yet brothers seem to think that it ain't going to be them. It ain't going to happen to them. So we're going to see how this goes. We really want to hear you guys' comments. So we're looking forward to it. So let's get into it, Demetra.
Yes, indeed. And thank you, Tracy. And Black Spider, how are you doing? It says from Seattle, Washington. And Yawadai, I hope I said that right. How are you doing? And Jan Michael, what's going on with you? So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So, okay. I really kind of hate to report these stories, and this is never for gossip. So I want you guys to know that I'm not into really gossip, or anything like that. But it's a story nevertheless. Jonathan Majors, who is an upcoming, I think he's still upcoming actor. He was in recently Creed 3, which I saw, and it was a very good movie, right? It was well done with that of Michael B. Jordan. I won't tell you the movie, but anyway, it's really good, right? It's a franchise at this point. He's also in a movie, like I said, a series rather, Lovecraft Country with Journey Smollett. And I always forget his name, the actor that passed away not too long ago, very chocolate, dark-skinned brother, Michael. I forget his, you guys forgive me. But anyway, so they were in that. So I would say he's fairly up and coming. Sounds like he was going to have a major role in a Marvel movie. I forget which one it is. But anyway, yesterday in a Manhattan apartment, I guess him and, for what it says, his girlfriend got into it. Some people are saying his girlfriend, of course, the news sites are saying, oh, a 30-year-old woman. But, it was his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is white. For what I heard on the low, kind of, she was trying to get his phone or grab his phone from him or something. I guess maybe, I don't know, they got into it. but he has been charged with strangulation, assault, and harassment. It is said that she has some marks around her face and her neck. Very minor injuries is what they're saying. There were minor injuries. That's what they're saying. So, of course, he was taken into custody by the NYPD. Then he was also released from custody. But his lawyers are saying that it is absolutely not true, that he will be vindicated, said that they have videotapes. Now, so they're saying, I don't know if he was arrested in the apartment or it happened in the car. Kind of sound like maybe it happened in the car, and then they arrested him at the apartment. I don't know. Anyway, they're saying there's video. His lawyer said there's videos in the car that would exonerate him. There's witnesses. Plus, it sounds like now the girlfriend has written 2 statements recanting what happened. And so they're saying he'll be vindicated. But nevertheless, the fallout is starting to happen. The U.S. Army, you know, they have the commercials, be all you can be type of commercials and things like that, where he, I guess, was an ambassador. Well, they paused those commercials for now to see what will happen with the allegations. And I'm sure some other fallout will take place because of that. Now, of course, we got to address the elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about Donovan. He's actually more like a giraffe. That, you know, you know, she's a white woman. And of course, you know, these actors, and, you know, they say brothers with money or, you know, a prominent position, if you will, they end up with white women. I don't know if that's the one he has a child with. I know he has a 9-year-old daughter. So I don't know if she's the mother or not. But they get with these white women, and I don't know, stuff like this happens. Now, a lot of people are saying he's probably falsely accused. But then again, maybe he's not, because we don't know, right? There's a probability he did it. So, Jerome, can I bring you on in just a few? I haven't opened the link up, but I'm going to bring you right back on in about 5 minutes or so, and I'll bring you right back on. So I don't know, you know, and I don't want to say, oh, he didn't do it, because I don't know him, right? I just know what they've said. He could have did it. So I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying he didn't. He could have done it. For those of you guys, I forgot to put the picture up. Don't know who he is. He's on the thumbnail as well. That's Jonathan Majors. He's kind of considered a heartthrob, if you will. The young ladies, oh yes, they have you seen him without his shirt? Well, I'm asking you like you would give a damn, right, Donovan? But without his shirt, you know, he looks all right. He really do, you know, kind of considered a heartthrob. Now I will say this too. I've been on Twitter and I've seen, you know, a couple of the sisters said, let's drink our water and mind our business. Let Becky and them, you know, go help them, go to the rescue or whatever they need to do, right? So I don't know if we don't know if she's lying, so I don't even want to ask the question, but what lesson can we learn from here? And I see my Muslim brothers on here. How you doing, Brother Todd? And so I'm going to get to you guys' comments. Donovan, what say you?
Well, again, I don't really follow this person, whatever. You know, these new actors are coming in. And by the way, these new actors are very phenomenal in what they do. I have a great appreciation for them. No problem there. So I followed the story. But however, like in the Michael Irvin situation, you could be minding your own business and doing whatever it is. And thank God if there is video camera to vindicate this man. I hope that is the case, because brothers, especially you brothers that are in the entertainment industry and men of means and your athletes or whatever, when are you guys going to learn? You cannot just be out here. And the Michael Irvin thing kind of showed you. You could think you're doing nothing wrong whatsoever, just being cordial and nice. You are a target. You are a target for allegations, because this is what some women do to do a come up, right? So you got to be careful. And I really want to hear what our co-hosts have to say in regards to this. But I think people will agree with me. If you are some type of celebrity, be it a female or a male, you just can't be a normal person like you think you would be. Thank God for videotaping. I mean, Demetra, I think it's going to get to a point where celebrities are going to have to wear their own body cams so that they can be safe. And especially if you're a black man, to articulate what has actually happened to you. Because brothers, let's face it, this Me Too movement has gone so far out of whack that it's a bunch of BS, and the sad thing about it is it hurts real women who really are assaulted, who really are put in situations that they should not be put in, and now because of false allegations, if these allegations are false, women that actually are being brutalized or are being abused are going to be taken advantage of by the system because nobody's going to believe them, and it's just a sad thing. So hopefully, it's unfortunate. But brothers, as we know with the Emmett Till thing, here's a Becky that made an allegation that obviously was not true, and he ended up dead. And yeah, we're in a modern age, but you just can't. I just don't trust it. I mean, if it was me, I couldn't put myself in that situation, especially with the Becky. So let's see what the co-hosts have to say, and hopefully this man gets vindicated.
Absolutely. Yeah, like you said, you brought up Michael Irvin, and he wasn't accused of assault. He's accused of harassment, but he said it. This is kind of what happens with brothers, and it's a history, right, of brothers and white women, and what he was going through or is going through now is some sort of a lynching, right? And that she can kind of just say whatever she wants, and Michael ended up losing his Super Bowl job. He was reporting for the Super Bowl and the NFL and all that, and they kind of let him go. I guess I don't know if they let him go due to the accusation that he's leveled $100 million lawsuit against that of the Marriott Hotel because that's where the lady was, an employee it was. So he was like, "Nah, y'all don't get to do that to me and get away with it, right?" And you guys are on Facebook, and you guys see the link, and you want me to read your comments, please click on the link. I would love to do that. Thank you so much, Marcus. So, Brother Jerome, I'm gonna add you to the stream. What's going on with you?
Hey.
Oops. Okay, go ahead. I can hear you.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
How you doing? I'm good. Just finished working out, at home, obviously, because you can't go to the gym without these women acting scandalous. Oh, my goodness. So yeah, it happened in my gym about a couple of days ago about this. This chick was wrongfully accusing some dude for sexual assault.
Well, Jerome, real quick, let me ask you this. You guys, not to cut you off, you got something in your background?
Oh, hold on.
Sure.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Sorry, that was my fan.
No worries.
So yeah, this this dude gets accused of sexual assault, and that, and I took to the manager and I addressed my complaint. Like, listen, you gotta prohibit people from filming in the gym. You gotta set the rules straight because people gonna get falsely accused, and it's gonna lead to one thing and to another. I mean, like this brother said here, look what happened to Emmett Till. Carolyn Bryant, Emmett Till's murderer, which she is the murderer in the Till. I don't give a damn who killed him, is dead. She is responsible for Emmett Till's death, so she's just as guilty. It's free in the state of Mississippi. And not one single politician is asking for her arrest. Not the Republicans, not the Democrats, and they never will. So, in this case of Jonathan Majors, they're going out. He's gonna be okay for now. He's gonna be okay for now. That's just reminding him who. Because remember, when he started out, the first movie that I saw with Jonathan Majors was White Boy Rick. Now, White Boy Rick is a good movie. It's based on the real Rick kid from Detroit who pretty much snitched on everybody when he got caught up selling weight in Detroit. The DEA arrested him and he snitched on everybody that he was affiliated with. Everybody. So when Jonathan Majors was in that movie, he didn't look like what he is currently. Okay? I know he weighed more than me, but he did not look what he looks like in White Boy Rick. You guys see the movie in to know what I'm talking about. So he's not how can I say this? He's not the physical. He's not eye candy. How you would portray it in Hollywood. It's eye candy. So now they're gonna come after him. And Jonathan, I didn't even know he was with a white woman. until like about a year ago. But I thought they broke it off. I didn't know he was still with him. So they're saying that it's her ex-girlfriend. So
yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm not sure who it is, but I want to address LP's comment and hello to you. Says Emmett Till wasn't dating the lady. I think y'all reaching on this. Just treat it like a domestic incident. It can happen if he was with a black woman too. I agree with that.
Of course.
Emmett Till was not. He was 14 at the time. And she accused him of whistling at her, so they weren't even,
of course,
didn't even know each other, or let me finish, anything like that. That's why I said too in the beginning, he could have done it, right? I'm not saying he didn't do it. We don't know. Only those two were there, because I think a lot of times too. And again, I'm not saying he did it, so y'all don't mistake me in that either. We just don't know, because a lot of times when we hear of a brother getting accused by a white woman or something, we kind of naturally as black people think, yeah, right, she probably lying, because we know the history, right? But then there are cases where it just simply is the case, right? So I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying it didn't happen. We're just having a discussion in regards to him being a brother, a prominent brother, he is, and a white woman in the history of black men with white women.
So I agree with LP 100%. If you look at the story with Brian Banks, he got into a situation with some chick that he was involved with in high school, and she accused him, and he did about 3.5 to 4 years for something that he didn't do, which is he found out later down the road he was registered as a sex offender. He couldn't work in the NFL, and despite the fact that he was exonerated, the NFL still didn't want him to come back. So, no matter, so it doesn't matter of an allegation, it doesn't matter if you're convicted, it doesn't matter if somebody just hearsay, you still going to, that's going to stay with you. And this is going to stay with Jonathan Majors, just like it stayed with Brian Bates, just like it stayed with Bill Cosby. Even though the district attorney from Pennsylvania broke the law, if I might add, he broke the law to lock him up because he wasn't supposed to use a previous case from Bill Cosby to put it in this new trial to eventually convict him. That's why the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania overturned it.
Right.
So,
and I think too, I don't know. I mean, I think in whatever situation you're in, whether you're a man or a woman, you have something to lose, right? Like all of us got something to lose. Now, some of us got more than others. I think you really should go about protecting your better interest, which is yourself, right? You should really go about protecting your interest. Now, I don't know what the situation really was between him and, his alleged girlfriend, who they say is white. I don't know what the situation is or was, but whatever may have led to those accusations, I think a lot of times we have to use some foresight, right? Like, okay, what could happen? How should I actually go about this, right? Because not that this has anything to do with it, but there's a lot of celebrities, men per se, when they're with a woman, they'll have them sign an NDA or something like that, right? So the point that I'm making is they protect themselves. And that also is not foolproof either. Doesn't mean that a woman cannot be assaulted if they sign those things. But I guess if you really have something to lose, you need to move a little bit differently. And then some people have said that she was trying to go through his phone or snatch his phone from him. I've heard people say, well, he shouldn't have had nothing in his phone. But it's like, I think we also forget that people are entitled to privacy, whether you're married or not. If you're married and you have a phone, you don't have to show your spouse your phone, right? And then why would you want to demand that your spouse show you the phone if they're cheating? Eventually, they'll get caught type of thing. So none of those are good excuses. You guys can click the link if y'all want to come on and express your opinion. And who else? QT, how you doing? Says he ain't do that shit. And Niall says he should have done it if he did as a woman. I want to know why she thought it was okay to snatch his phone. Yeah, so there's a lot of variables here. Now, Jerome, you say you think he will be all right. I'm one of those people that don't think he will be. I don't think he'll ever fully.
Let me clarify. I said for now he will be all right because they're still going to find a way. Because while these allegations was going on, you have other people that work with Jonathan Majors, directors and producers, talking about his behavior.
And I saw that on Twitter. It was some guy. Yeah, it was some guy who said something about him a month ago that he was a vile, disgusting, evil, mean. This kind of his description of him, human being. And so when somebody retweeted that, he was like, "Ding, ding, 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 ding. Yes, you guys got it right. That's who I was talking about." But again, that just because somebody says something, because one thing I hate about the internet, or really anything, y'all. I mean, people can say whatever they want to say about you. That does not mean it's true, right? So now people are taking this guy on Twitter. They run away with, his account of Jonathan Majors and trying to link the two together. I don't know, right? But he's already seeing some fallout. He's lost the ad with so far it's on pause with the United States Army, which sounds like was a lucrative payday for him. They put that on pause for now until they get to the bottom of it. Hello, Thunder. How are you?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was the spokesperson for the United States Army. I didn't know that. So
yeah, so he's up and coming. He's got, like I said, he's got the big Marvel contract. I think it is. He's supposed to play a major character. So yeah.
Put it this way, Miss K. If they try to boot him, it's a major role. He's pretty much playing the main villain of this chapter of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The previous one was Thanos. This one is King the Conqueror. So if they actually replace him, which they probably won't because there might be a lot of backlash, in my opinion, the entire Hollywood will be a bunch of hypocrites because when Ezra Miller, he pled guilty to multiple felonies, and not only that, he get to keep his job as the Flash, he signed an extension. So out of all the members of the Justice League that came up from the original DC Cinematic Universe, they kept him. So yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing too is, we got to remember whose society this is, and if he's with a white woman, they ain't gonna never love no black man being with a white woman at all, right? And Freddie, you said it best. I have seen that quote by Eddie Griffin. It says, prominent black man can't leave without getting an asterisk by his name.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of that,
I tweeted that. Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorite interviews from. I might even subscribe to Fly TV, but when I look just to study white supremacy on a daily basis, I go back to the interview because Eddie Murphy is 100% right. Everything that has happened to Bill Cosby, to Brian Banks, to all the exonerations of black men in the previous 6 or 7 years since that interview, Kobe Bryant's death. They call him a rapist, even though it was proven false. Black men don't leave this business clean. They won't let you. They're going after Denzel Washington next. They already tried.
No, they know better. They know better.
We're only two actresses. One of them is from Grey's Anatomy. I'm not gonna mention her name, but she was a main character. So you gotta watch these people.
Yeah, well, hey, they said a hard head make a soft behind. At some point in time, our people got to learn, right? And Tanya, you say once those people mess with you, they run with it. Absolutely. And Marcus, you say, I'm glad the Army Adidas, he says, is dead. Army Adidas. I think you mean Army is dead. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. And
no, he's saying the Army ad is dead.
Oh, got it. Okay, the words are ran together. That's what Donovan is good for. And Arneva, you say those people don't mind being hypocrites, not at all. And Jay says they're trying to destroy his character before he gets too positive in a good way. We can have a Tom and Brad and Leo at all positive stars all at once, but not too many black masculine stars. You ain't lying. And Brother Jonell, he says the game remains the same. The same happened to Nate Parker. Yep. I was thinking that a minute ago. It says many accusations have destroyed black men. not actual facts, just allegedly and accused. Slander is worse than slaughter. An accusation on a black in this world say is negative jacket that many black celebs wear and are regulated by mainly for to profit of others. Absolutely. I mean, it's like you said, Nate Parker. He was exonerated of that assault. It was like what 17 or probably 20 or so years ago. At this point,
1997. Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, and you know when he Birth of a Nation came out, they pretty much tanked the movie, even though he was found not guilty. Unfortunately, a lot of sisters jumped on that trend, and that was a movie that we actually needed to see. It was a very good movie. But that, of course, they brought that up because, Birth of a Nation, I don't want Negroes getting too many ideas about any type of uprisings or anything like that. But movies that he's made after that, American Skin, I thought that was an excellent movie too. But yeah, he's every time he's been interviewed for something or a movie has come out, that has been brought up. Well, what about these allegations? Or they try to start with it because the girl in that particular situation ended up committing suicide, and they said, or her brother tried to say it was because of that, but who knows, right?
You can't. It's like I said before. Eddie Griffin said the best. You can't leave this business clean. They look at Leaving Neverland with Michael Jackson. They used the same two accusers who lied on the stand. They could how you commit perjury on the stand and you still is able. Well, they're white. The white man and the white woman's word is bond. It's no matter how many times they lie. I mean, look at the exoneration cases. It's for black men. Okay, I'm looking at another article right now. This brother was released for 37 years in prison for a rape he didn't commit. So 37 years for something he didn't do.
Oh well, yeah. You can find those cases all day long, right? And LP, you say, do you guys don't? I say anything. Do you guys believe or you don't believe in interracial relationships? Says I'm getting the vibes of anti-white dating or marriage. Well, I can only personally speak for myself. I love black men. I can't speak for anybody else on what they want to do. But as for me, I prefer to date black men. As I always say, my Jerome, put your mic on mute. No, okay, there we go. My father's a black man. My brother's a black. Every man in my family is black. So that's all I know. As far as being anti, I just tend to mind my own business in regards to my preferences. But no, I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight or a say so of what anybody else is doing. But I think it'd be ignorant of us to not talk about the history between dating white people. I just like we're not ever gonna pretend like that's gone away because it has not gone away. It's still a thing. Now, again, I'm not saying that he didn't do it. I don't know, right? I wasn't there. Only those two really know what happened. But we see and still hear about black men being accused of stuff they didn't do even to this day in 2023. So it's not really for me to decide who should date who, if that makes any sense. And Tanya, you say Jay Wright. Jay Wright. Oh, you say he's speaking to someone else, I think. And the only Pamela's way, how you doing? He says, I want people to stop bringing up a man who can't defend himself. So you're talking about Michael Jackson. And Jay says, but
yeah, she was talking about Michael Jackson and Kobe Bryant when Kobe Bryant was accused of sexual assault.
Absolutely. And Jay says, but you know what? We don't love us. So you say we love us some male. It's crazy. When we know from history, it gives us nothing but hell in the end. Yeah, it's like why you keep testing the waters. Big C, how you doing? He says, was he with a white woman? That's what it sounds like. His I don't know if it's the mother of his child or his girlfriend, but yeah, it sounds like she is a white woman.
He got a child. I didn't know he had a child.
9-year-old daughter, from what they're saying. Yeah, it's a 9-year-old daughter.
Well, to make some response to clarification. I mean, as far as black men dating out, I can't speak for other black men who date out. I mean, I dated out personally. Okay, my last girlfriend was a black woman, but I did date out a couple of times. So, but it was just my cup of tea. It was my cup of tea is black woman. So I mean that was just the bottom line. There was no vibe between non-black women, Hispanic women, white women. It wasn't no vibe to it. So me dating black women was the cup of tea. As far as, but not for my for me and my family members, I got a lot of cousins who's not only date out, they marry out. Okay, they have children with these women. So I salute them. So I don't. But and at the same time, like Demetra said, we can't be ignorant about the history. Okay, and thank God that my cousins at the same time are not ignorant about the history. Okay, it's just they're moving with the swivel. Moving with the cheese, but they're still men.
Absolutely. And Tanya says, then they have those passport bros that are going to get caught up with next with all the disrespect towards Western women, then saying they are going to leave the country to mess with non-black women.
Well, put it this way. I'm considered a passport bro. Well, I ain't gonna be calling myself a passport bro because I've been doing this thing way before there was a passport bro movement. Okay, let's keep it a buck. None of us as black people really cared about white men going overseas and having sex because if you look at the history with white men, before slavery was declared illegal, over 80% of the planet was conquered by white people. So they had access to all the boom. You know what I'm saying? So I could care less what they're doing. Okay? So I've been doing this way before there was a passport bro movement. They're doing this. These brothers are doing this now because none of the woman here is checking for them. And they're going over there to have sex. They're not interested in marriage. I don't give a damn how many male advocates try to convince me they're not interested in getting married. Show me the wife, show me the kids, and come holler at me.
But she has a good point, though. I mean, I think it's a good question. What happens when that starts happening? Getting caught up, and then going.
They're getting caught up now. Some of them get stranded. Some of them get robbed.
Well,
some of them got killed. Some of them got killed.
Yeah, well, we're talking about in regards to, being accused of certain things or whatever the case is. I don't know. I mean, I think
that's a good point, Miss K. I mean, the laws are different. I mean, as far as my experience going overseas, they take those laws very seriously when it comes to those type of accusations, especially to foreigners. They don't play that. Mm-hmm. So they move most. Well, I'm not gonna be the overseer of what these men are doing over there. These black men are doing over there. But if they're not moving on their P's and Q's, that's just stupidity. That's borderline stupidity. You can't worry about for social media bragging about it, then you're going to just be stupid outside social media where you're not going to have access to anything but a jail cell.
Let me say this. Big C, how you doing? If I didn't already say this, Kobe paid her off, so I think the accusations were true. Well, that's kind of how you have to learn how the court system works. A lot of times people are paid off or they settle, rather. It's the term. They settle. Now, in the case of Kobe or Michael, a lot of times when you go to court, then they have things like discovery and then a whole lot of other stuff about them where they necessarily may not want to come out. Their privacy is no longer theirs anymore. Everything about them comes out. So a lot of times they're like, well, I'm not guilty. I could fight it. But then everything about me that I don't want people to know comes out, and you get into my bedroom, you're in what me and my wife are doing, and all these other things. And so, it's just easier to pay it off. So a settlement does not mean guilt. It just means it's worth it for me to pay this money to keep my privacy, and my life private. So that's usually what that means. It doesn't. See, I think we need to get that out of hand because a lot of times we say this, oh, if it was me, I wouldn't have settled. I'd have taken it to court. Well, you ain't got $152 bajillion either. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you don't have this. Let me finish. You don't have this life of privacy where not that we don't have a private life, but we don't have the national platform like they do. And so a lot of cases, they're like, shit is I don't know, $4 million or however much you pay. I don't know. It's undisclosed in both cases. However much they paid the people, it was worth it to them to keep their life private. So keep that in mind. And Brother Jonell, he says, did you hear the police shot at a young brother 90 times over false accusation given by his child's mother, who says she lied? No, when did that happen? I did not hear about that.
Wow.
Did they shoot at him or did they shoot him? I mean, I ran it 90 times. At least one of them hit him. Do tell Jonell. You know, Brother Jonell, one day I want you to click the link. I want you to click the link because the people want to hear what you got to say. Let's see here. Let's skip down a little bit. Who else came on here? Marcus, she says, I think it's a good thing that is happening because many Black actors and athletes take issue with Black people who say date only Black women and Black men. Now they see why. Yeah, date who looks like you, I would say, and somebody who gets along with you, right? It has to be compatibility. It has to be more than we're just Black, right? You got to be compatible. So, yeah, you know, as they say in the nation, settle down to a good choice. And I think you'll be all right. Let's see here. Jay Joa, what's going on with you? Says she took her accusations back 6 minutes ago. Yeah, that's what I heard, that she was about to do it. That's what the lawyer said, that she's actually wrote 2 statements recanting what happened. So I don't know. To me, it kind of sounds like maybe it's his girlfriend or his baby mama. And she was probably like, oh, shoot, I'm messing up my money, you know, because if he gets yanked out of everything, then that's her money. And, you know, there's a whole lot of things. And if it was over phone, it's like, not if he did hear, I don't know if he did or he didn't, but if he did, it's more or less like, you know, I think we all need to keep our hands to ourselves.
Yeah, well, you got also. Sorry about that.
No,
go ahead. Yeah, you also got to remember the case of Ray Rice. He's on videotape, and him and his girlfriend at the time got in an altercation and stuff like that. Ruined his whole career, right? Not saying he's right in what he did and how he did that. But notice when they got married a little bit later on, he wasn't making the money he would have made being a top running back at the time. His career got completely ruined. Yes, they eventually ended up getting married, but how much of that situation, even though that was a true situation, affected their monetary gain that they would have, the money that he would have made. So sometimes when you're a celebrity, you really got to look at your product. Like a good example, better example, Sierra and Russell Wilson, right? He has this wholesome Christian good guy image. Now, how much of an image is that when your wife is out there thotting it up, when that's going to affect his brand? You know what I mean? And when I mean thotting it up, you're out there dressing seductive, but yet you claim to be this Christian or, religious couple and you're praying and all this other stuff. Look how much just that little scrutiny affected that couple. You know what I mean? So, you got to think about it from a celebrity's point of view. And in regards to Kobe, Kobe had 3 daughters at the time. I think 2 daughters at the time when those allegations went down. Think about it. Do I want to take my family through all of this stuff and bring up all their dirt and all this stuff? And then I'm going to spend thousands of dollars, probably more so in attorney fees and stuff like that, when I can just settle this for $50,000 and go about my business. So it's, you got to really think about what these people have to lose and his brand. So think about this, you guys. He's a basketball professional athlete that's trying to win championships and all this other stuff. He was flying from Colorado to LA, which affects his physicality, playing sports and stuff, right? He's going to be in court. He could be in court for years. How these attorneys play this game. Guys, how I know that? I'm in court all the time. I've been in court for a case for almost 2 years now. And I've been trying to settle the case with the person. They refuse to do it. So, and I'm just a regular Joe. You think an athlete, yeah, he has the money, he can do it. But if I can settle this case for $50,000 and just walk away, I would do it too.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like I was in a similar situation too when I got into a car accident with my father. We didn't settle till like 3 years later. I mean, we got to hire someone who was able to buy some land with it, but it's hectic. So as far as Kobe Bryant, those allegations against him, they're gonna keep tainting him with those allegations, regardless of whether he's not guilty or guilty or when he sold it. They don't really care. They don't care about the truth. The only thing they care about is sending the message to the masses that embracing the lie is way better until we have no control of pretty much somebody else taking your life from you. The shit hits the fan, and we look at the state, what's going on with France. They can't pull that BS off. Right now, the police over France is joining forces with the protesters, and and they're not showing that in the news. You can see it all over Twitter. You can see it all over Facebook. So that's just me.
Mm-hmm. And Jay Joy says she was just a liar who gets assaulted by someone training for boxing and takes an 8-hour nap. You would need an immediate medical attention and immediately file a police report and a taxi the witness. So yeah, they said the taxi driver, whoever was in the car with them, witnessed it and didn't see any of that going on. But my question is this: is he gonna stay with her? You know, is he gonna stay with her? Because if she's now recanting and basically saying it's not true, is he gonna stay with her? And does she get in trouble for falsifying a police report?
Well, Ms. K, the answer is simple. Yes. I mean, he's been with this woman for almost 8 years, right? She's the mother of his child, as I'm seeing. So you look at him early in his career, he doesn't look none of what he looks now. I told you, he looks way. And if not a black woman would look at him in his white boy weekdays, he's unattractive. That's what I'm saying. You know, he got the shirt out. He got the shirt off now, and then women, they loosen their minds. Back then, it's obvious that no black woman was checking for him. So, if that was the case, his girlfriend would have been a black woman. I'm just saying.
Well, that's not necessarily true because I hear that a lot. And let me just get the comments, and I'm going to come back to what you said. Big C says that he shouldn't have done what he did. Please stop making excuses for these people. Again, I want to say for the 4th time probably at this point, I'm not making excuses for anybody. And I'm not quite sure who you're speaking of. Maybe you weren't talking to me. I don't know, but I just want to say again, because it's a very sensitive topic, I'm not making excuses for anybody. I was not there. Only those 2 people. It sounds like the taxi driver at this point knows what happened. And so I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he did it because I don't know, right? But now it sounds like the girlfriend has recanted. And a recantation, it means that it didn't happen. Like, oops, I lied. That I'm taking it back. That's what that is, right? You're taking it back. So if that's the case, I think those are valid questions. And what happens now? And there's a couple of the comments I saw on here. Let's see here. Doja Cat, how you doing? It says he loves the snow bunnies. Yeah, and then Mark, how you doing? He says so racist. So I don't know what that is in reference to. You talking about our topic? I don't know. Jay says sorry for my brother Jonathan, but this ain't our fight. Ain't nothing new under the sun. He wanted Becky with the good hair, but he wasn't prepared for Karen with the crazies. He says get out, get out. He says part 7 loading. Yeah, I mean, it's. I want to be sensitive because no, it's not our fight. That's between them two. But as I said, I saw some sisters on Twitter that was like, let's drink our water, mind our business. Let the white women go argue for him or whatever the case is. But then the other part of that too is, that's his choice to be with a white woman. I don't think that we should leave him hang out to dry. I don't know. It doesn't sound like Jonathan Majors, but then I don't know a lot about him, so I don't want to be speaking too prematurely. Doesn't sound like he is anti-black or, does not like black people. I don't know, so I'm kind of like on both sides of the fence, but at the end of the day, it is not our business, And let's see here. I don't know what happened to Jerome, but he clicked off. So you guys, the link is open if you guys want to come on and express your opinion. LB, how you doing? Thank you so much for the thumbs up reminder. And Naima, you say she filed false charges. She needs to go to jail. I'm thinking, right? Lady Blue, what's going on with you? And Brother Jonell says gossip and slander sells, especially the loose lip gossips, rather. I was going with the loose lip sink ships. Loose gossip and slandering of Black people. Many people, pockets, and investments are built off the degrading of others. That's absolutely true. Tanya says they also hated Michael Jackson because he was more intelligent and outsmarted them, and they hated he was bigger than Elvis, owned the Beatles, and was trying to buy Marvel. Yeah, I just heard that. Universal, and they hated he was above him. Yep. I'm a Michael Jackson fan, and so is Donovan. If you ever go into his bathroom, you'll be like, I think he's a Michael Jackson fanatic. He's got Michael Jackson albums in the bathroom. He's got stencils of Michael Jackson on, on his toes and all of that. So I think he even got the Thriller jacket. I'm just playing.
No, I got the Thriller jacket and the Beat It jacket.
And the Jerry Curl wig. I seen some Jerry Curl juice at the house a couple of times when I was over there.
Not true. I just had the snapback bottle. That was it.
Right. Okay, let's see. So Big C said talking points about Kobe. Yeah, I mean, but again, y'all wasn't there. Only those two were there to come on out. If we believe forensics, we don't always, but let's because I looked into the Kobe Bryant case, as did I'm sure a lot of y'all. Y'all know they found the fluids of 3 other dudes up in her underwear. And she admitted, and the dudes also said, yeah, we was with her. So it's like, to me, yeah, I think Kobe needed to come up on some money for being stupid. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you got a wife at home, or whatever the case is. Yeah, I get that you're on the road a lot, you're lonely, or whatever the case is. But the things, and see, that's the thing. That's what I said about cheating. A lot of times when we think about cheating, we think about, they were just having mommy sex and it was ooh for 2 whole minutes and then they went home, right? But the things he did with that woman is like, wow, I didn't even know you could use that hole for that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he had to come up on some money, but I don't think, just from what they presented, and as a white woman, so why would the forensics department lie on this white woman? You know what I'm saying? So, it's clear that she lied and she got a payday for lying. You know what I mean?
Right. Wait. And not only did she get a payday, have you guys forgotten? Kobe had to buy an 8-carat diamond ring or something worth $3 million or something.
$4 million.
Yeah. So he came off a lot of money for that mistake. A lot of money.
Yeah. And LJ, how you doing? He says nobody is that ugly to the point they can't get nobody. I totally agree. There's somebody for everybody. Look at my homie. He's got Donovan gets women all the time. You know what I mean?
Yes, and it only cost me about what, $250 a chick for an hour.
So you're doing all right. And LP says she might be a better girlfriend. She might be. We don't know that. I'm not here defending Jonathan. We're just having the conversation. I don't know. She very well may be. You know what I mean? And if she is, it would behoove her to get away from him. You know what I mean? If she is, I'm not saying she's not. She could be that. So again, I'm not defending that him at all. He ain't paying me. I don't know the brother personally, right? He doesn't have a nice pair of abs though. And Arturo, how are you doing? He says, did they pay her off? I don't know. Then it could be the other part of it. Maybe she just lied on him. Maybe. I mean, we hear cases a lot of people are mad in relationships. It gets emotional and they mad and, I can't get my way with you. So I'm going to strike out on you or do something to you, post some hot grits on you. I don't know. Things, emotions are high in situations like that. And say if it was over the cell phone, from what I understand, he maybe was texting somebody and she wanted to see who it was. And I don't know. Right. So it's variables, right? Was she paid off? I mean, I'm sure she'll never tell. And Tanya said, LJ, who's that ugly? And Gigi Cake 77 says, we need to hear from the taxi driver, news media tracking down the taxi driver. He or she gonna be all up on TMZ or Hollywood Unlocked somewhere talking about what had happened was we was at Lennox and Malcolm X Boulevard. I'm sure, shoot, if it was me, I'd never drive a taxi again. Who want the story? And how much you talking? Let's see. Lady Blue says, I will say this. It's very possible she recanted because he apologized or they were drunk or something and it is escalated. Maybe a bad argument, but recanting doesn't mean it didn't happen. And that is true too. Like I said, maybe she's like, hey, I need to protect the money. Whatever. I don't know. So that is true too. That's why I said there's variables to this.
Ray Rice's wife recanted, but that did not get him back into the NFL. It just ruined his whole financial situation. He can't even get a job as an analyst. That's how bad his situation was.
Yeah.
And rightly so.
Yeah, because, you know, that video in the elevator was damning, you know. Now, some people say, oh, she spit on him, which I think she did. I'm not sure. Hell, I don't know. But damn, he rocked her. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you're a football player, you know?
And I don't want to bring this up because I don't want to stir up the beehive, but how many remember the Jay-Z video in the elevator with Solange? You know?
Yeah, you know, so there's variables. LJ says, basically, I'm saying the brother could have got a black woman with money or not. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. I wanted to address that. Jerome, he did say that. He said clearly there wasn't any sisters checking for Jonathan Majors because he ended up with a white woman. That ain't true. Sisters, I'm sure some sisters was checking for him or whatever the case is, but I hate to hear that. Or, well, you know, black women or black men or, you know, wasn't checking for me back in the day, so that's how I ended up with somebody else. It's like, you mean everybody black wasn't checking for you? My thing is, if that's your preference, just say that. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Just say you like, you know, something new or something else. You ain't got to lie on all black people, you know. And let's see here. KR, how you doing? He says she'll get a pass with the law, and he should be changing locks and sending her packing back to the carousel. What carousel is that? You talking about the track, the stroll, whatever? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, if she legitimately lied, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be with somebody who lied on me and jeopardized not only my career, but my freedom. You know, you go to jail for doing stuff like that and get some time. You know, they say he strangled her and all kind of stuff. So I don't know. You know, your average logical thinker, what's going on with you? Said she was paid to recant. But how do we know? Did she say, how y'all doing? I'm recanting this story. And yes, it cost a pretty penny. They paid me to do this. Because that's kind of illegal, right? Ain't that bribery? You know, so like, how do we know that happened? I'm not saying it didn't, but how do we know? And Miss White, I did not say hello to you. How are you doing this fine evening? Let's see here. Let me skip down a little bit. And Joanne, how are you doing? You say on the subject, black men need to know how you treat us is a different subject with Becky. Uh-oh. So basically, I want to get some clarification because I see Donovan's little horns getting ready to poke out of his hat. He about to act a fool. Are you saying that the brothers treat the sisters differently than they do Becky? I'm just getting clarification. Helen, how you doing? Says, I felt bad for the black woman that got assaulted in the police station who was talking to her mother on the phone. The woman's mother is allegedly a police officer, so I didn't hear anything about that at all. That's something happened over the weekend. And the LS, he says, correction, Demetra, that was, he says it was 5 participants in the ladies' undergarments within the Kobe case.
Would you call that a bust down? I'm just saying.
That is like I am tracking. That's what that was. And that was like, choo. Let me stop. I should behave myself. My dad might be watching. Let's see here, brother Don. How are you this evening? Joanne says, well, what you think they after if not your money? Yeah, you know, one of the best movies I've ever seen on that situation was He Got Game by Spike Lee. It was like that was very eye-opening. Just the grooming that takes place with black athletes, you know, in regards to white women. It's like, that's your target right there. You go after him and you stay on him, you know?
You know, the brothers that go down to these countries and whatever. I mean, you go down there and you're being treated like a king. You're being targeted. They want to come back to the big BX.
You know what? And Naima, you say, if she don't trust him that much, leave. She can't strong arm him into acting right. Yeah. You said a word right there. You can't make nobody act right. They got to want to do that on their own, right? You can't, give me your phone. I want to see who you talking to. You better, yeah, that might work right now or at the time, but then when you ain't looking, like, as I was saying, girl, you know, whatever the case is. So yeah, they gotta want to do that on their own. They don't want to act right, then yeah, you need to do what's best for you. Yeah, and live a more of a stress-free life.
Fellas, see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these younger cats are just giving the game a black eye. If you got a lady, you have two phones. You have your house phone and you have your side chick phone. Okay. You don't bring the side chick phone into the house. Just a little, something for them.
Yeah, now you know you can't get nothing over on a woman.
That's true, but if you're going to do it, be smart, because like I said, if I had my wife's phone, it'd just be nothing but our family and friends in there. You won't even see any calls. It'd be straight. She couldn't, no pictures, no nothing.
You gonna raise a red flag on your behind too. Like, I know he up to something. She gonna get in the car and be like, my radar is telling me he had a new phone up in this car or something. Yeah, right. You try that if you want to. And you know what though? I mean, I had friends, and I was married to a guy for 10 months, and he walked around with his phone on his boxers, took it into the bathroom with him. My friend, he died that back in the day. He had his beeper on his boxer, walking around the house with the beeper on. I'm like, if that don't say you cheating, I don't know what does. And he was cheating, So, but again, you can't make them not do it. They're gonna cheat. They're gonna cheat. Wilbur, how are you today? And Marcus says, we are in a new time now. We're in a time now, though, where white. We said we're white women know, or where white women know to hit you at. Wow. They know where to hurt you and even destroy you sometimes. Yeah, I guess that's the case. What movie was that where Thin Line? When Lynn Whitfield's character, she beat herself up and blamed Martin for it. Yeah. That's crazy.
But you know what, in that movie, can anybody maybe answer this? Remember, he went to the police station to make a report on that. How do you bust somebody's car down and put it on blocks in front of the police station? I never understood that part. If the police are going in and out of there.
Yeah. It's Hollywood. Hello, Jamarcus. How you doing? And Joanne says, if he strangled her, definitely going to pay. Yeah, I mean, and he should if he did, Jay says, I thought they were into that choking stuff too. Well, I guess she wasn't ready. Oh, well, I don't know about all of that. He's supposed to only lightly do it, not to, collapsing my esophagus, nothing like that. Not that I'm saying I'm into that. I was just using that for an example. Ashley, how are you doing? Lady Blue says, I saw that story, crazy. And only Pamela's Way says, recanted or not, she's still a liar. And Becky/Karen all the way to her DNA. Well, damn. Joanne says, not the brothers trying their natural propensity on Becky, but get a different outcome. That's what I meant. Okay, so he said, no, the brothers tried their natural propensity on Becky. Oh, okay, got you. I'm going to leave that one alone. I don't know if I had the energy today, but I got what you were saying. LS says, next train stop, bust down, laugh out loud. We ain't right. We ain't right at all. And KRE says, absolutely. Joanne says, good advice, Donovan, for men like you. Don't be double-minded. If you truly want a good woman or a fool, 2 phones. Clown is what she's saying. Jay says, 5 samples. Good Lord, she's a champ. He says she was spread it wide, landed low. Damn, how did Kobe get caught up in a 5 entanglement? Wow, he probably didn't know him. Never. I'm gonna keep it clean. I'm gonna keep it above the neck. Lady Blue says, I had 2 phones and 1 alternate number. Now I have 2 phones and 2 alternate numbers. Nothing to do with cheating for me. Access. Yeah, I mean, some people do, but my thing is this. This is just me. You need another phone to chat with your boo thing on the side. That means you must really like her. Why not just go be with her? You know what I mean? You getting a whole nother bill for a bust down? You might as well just go be with her. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot to go through. Like, you don't need to be with me too.
See, but you don't understand. Because men are very simplistic and stupid, we have a lot to lose by just going with her. So it's just better to run it out until you get completely caught, and then the jig is up. Simple as that.
Well, I hope it's a cricket phone or a jitterbug or something like do do do, like the one when you text and you gotta go 1 2 3 and that's C. And then remember the old school phones when you text and it's like I messed up, like the rotary phones.
Yeah, well, what are those called now? Burner phones. That didn't work for my man with Sweetie Pies. So if it didn't work for him, it's definitely not going to work for us.
Well, we don't. Well, some of us do have the capabilities of the FBI, right? I know on this day at this time you was talking to, and then get your friend on the phone talk about. Now he said he was with you. Was y'all together? Have him scared to even lie, right? Like, nah, he lying. He wasn't with me.
No, and it's really sad because now when the burner phones first came out, that was a way you couldn't track anything because it was like, kind of off the grid or whatever. If you followed the Sweetie Pie thing, they had the whole transcript of the calls and everything. And you're like, damn.
Yeah, my mom used to say all the time, there's no such thing as a perfect crime. Just when you thought you got away with it, you done left the hair some doggone way, or whatever. Lady Blue says if he strangled her and she recanted her statement, it will be dismissed if the injuries weren't that severe and she refused to testify. Simple. Yeah. Let's see. LP says womanizers, nothing new. And not only Pamela's way. He says, I seriously want a rotary phone. Me too. I'm going to get me a rotary phone. It ain't going to be plugged up to nothing because I don't want another bill. But I do. I just sometimes want the satisfaction of just, bam, get off my phone. Bam. Donovan, was you going to say something? Hey, Mike.
No, I wasn't going to say, like I said, if technology has progressed so fast that you have towers everywhere. I mean, these phones are pinging off towers. Now they're making phones. Even if you turn it off, it still pings. So you're being tracked no matter where you go.
Yeah, and if you have an Apple phone, you could track each other, which nowadays that's really a good idea. But see, the way some of these people be cheating, they don't want to be tracked. You know what I mean? But it's for safety purposes. Like I remember before cell phones really came out. I mean, the cell phone's been around for a long time, but like when everybody, before everyone had one, my mom, I used to live on, my own apartment and everything. My mom would tell me, she says, it's always a good idea to let somebody know where you're going, because you may come up missing and we won't know where to look. So I always took that advice. Hey, Mom, I'm going over here. This is what I'm doing. Not that I'm not grown and I need to check in per se. But it's just a good idea. So now with the Apple phones and somebody else has an Apple phone, then you can share your location. Now you have to choose to share. So it's not like somebody can just tap into your phone. They have to allow you to share your location. And, God forbid you get snatched up or something. Then somebody could track you like, oh, okay, they over here. Let's go over here.
But do you know what's crazy? And it's very sad. Black women are being snatched up in record numbers with all of this technology and nobody has an explanation for it. The police aren't even looking for these sisters out there. And it's just a damn shame. And when we were coming up, Mom, I'm going over here. I'm going to the roller skating rink. I will be back at 12 o'clock. A lot of us didn't get snatched up because we stayed in contact, whatever. But when you see these kids that have these iPads and all this technology in there and they're still end up missing, I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah. And Joanne, you make a good point. Once you realize you're with a person with a covert nature, get away from them, whether involved legally or not, get out, let them cry. They deserve it. I mean, I totally agree. Like, at this point when you're grown, now listen, I haven't been through all that before. You know what I mean? I have. Like I always tell y'all, I'm never going to sit up here and act like, oh no, I ain't perfect. I've got it all together. I don't. I've been through some pretty ratchet things in my life. I really have been. But now that I'm grown, there's just certain things I'm not going to do. If I get the inclination that you're cheating, inclination don't mean that you're cheating, but usually they say your gut, your sixth sense kind of is like, something ain't right, and then you get some proof or whatever, and you either stay. As they say, I saw this meme years ago or whatever. It says, if you ain't going to leave, let them cheat in peace. You know what I mean? Let me see your phone. Oh, you need to stop. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It don't matter. If you ain't going to leave them, or Let him cheat in peace. Mwah, mwah. I'll see you when you get home. What do you want to eat when you get home? Oh, I'm gonna have everything. I'm gonna have your bubble bath. You know, after you get through cheating in the streets, I'm gonna make sure you have something nice to eat. Nah, might be some arsenic in there, but I'm gonna make sure you have something to eat when you come home. You know what I mean? You gotta make a decision. So I totally agree with you. Totally.
Demetra K, it wasn't me. Fellas, all you gotta say, look her in the eye, just say it wasn't me. Wasn't me.
That's okay, baby. You hungry? What you want to eat? Oh no, bitter almonds. What do you mean it tastes like bitter almonds? Talk about that some arsenic.
Your nails are turning yellow. That's a good indication that you're being slowly poisoned.
Oh, those shakes, they'll go away. You're probably just cold. As y'all can tell, I watch a lot of Deadly Women. Y'all, I watch so much. When I lived in Houston the first time, there's a show on Discovery Channel. IDTV is what it was. It was called Deadly Women. The theme song. And I'm like, yeah. I had to stop watching it because I'm like, I'm going to be on here because I was going through some things. I was like, I'm going to end up on this show. Let me stop watching it.
wait, real quick. I know we're getting sidetracked, but remember I used to tell you to watch that show For My Man? I had to stop watching that because that was scaring the hell out of me. These girls were coming up with all kinds of stuff to kill these fools.
Well, behave yourself. Jay says we need to get back to the no kid 3310 down. And somebody said, said something about a chirp. That's old school right there. Lady Blue says, why cheat? Just be single and chill. See, you know. It's never that simple.
But see, look, we're in it for an adventure. If we're just sitting and chilling, there's no danger in that. It's like being on a roller coaster. And people like motorcycles. Some people like, doing these things. It's the thought of getting caught. See if I can get away with it. That's the whole thing.
Jay, I do have a lot of stories. I'm telling y'all. The old people used to tell you, just keep living, right? You think you're going through it now? Just keep. I probably got a story for everything in darn near in the world, right? Ain't funny to me now, but during the time was I had a boyfriend once. This is when I was in my 20s, right? He came up missing. Not that he was kidnapped, right? Came up missing. Had my car. And this is really before phones and all that. So finally came to the house. And I was like, where were you at? I was just hanging out with my homies, whatever the case is, All right. Then he got real stupid, like basically, leave me alone, mind your business and all that. He smoked cigarettes. And I was like, he left this pack of cigarettes on the table. And he went to the bathroom, snatched his cigarettes up and balled them up. And I threw them in the bushes. I mean, he was one of those chain smokers. So he came out, looked for his pack of cigarettes. He's about to leave, looked for his pack of cigarettes. Where are my cigarettes? I said, I don't know. You have some cigarettes? He said, yeah, I put them on the table. I was like, oh, wow. I ain't seen no cigarettes. And I tell you the fact that his cigarettes was gone, he was just stressed out and he didn't have no money. He was just beside himself. And I was like, and that's what you get. I ain't like that no more, though. Like I said, I got stories. Anyway, let's get back to these comments. Let's see. Jan Michael says, exactly. If you're going to do dirt, leave the phone at home and keep your mind and your timeline. What happened to me and Mrs. Jones? Not that I'm trying to tell you how to do it, or what does Stevie Wonder say? Call once, hang up the phone to let me know you made it home. He didn't say, text me in this long old thread about, ooh, did you have a good time? I had a good time. When we gonna meet again? Oh, wear them blue underwear for me again. Oh, you smell something. He didn't say all that. He says, just hang up. Because there was no caller ID back then. Just hang up. You ain't got to be chit-chatting. I just want to know you made it home. That's it. But nowadays, as I heard it perfectly, this guy says, people back in the day, unless you had a kept woman or a man, whatever. Back in the day, cheating was like once or maybe a weekend. Well, people ain't even cheating no more. They getting in relationships. You start whole new relationships. You got two relationships going. You got a relationship with your wife or your main thing and then a side piece. So it's like how do you even find the time to be even doing all that? Eventually, you're going to get caught, right? I would think.
You know, and you got to remember this, especially the fellas. I don't care how fine these. You've got some women out there that want the other woman to know that she's taking your man. You know, the woman you cheating on is telling on you. That's how you find out, because, you know, I know some of you guys are flawless in your game, but when your game gets exposed, it's the woman you're cheating with that dropped dime on you with your old lady back at home.
Yeah, you know, as I always say, you know, people ain't cheating right. No, I don't condone it. I don't condone it. But the side piece ain't got nothing to lose nowadays. Like I said, y'all want to take 2 minutes of fun and a bucket of chicken over to her house, talking about, all right, I'm going to head out. But see, back in the day, a woman kept her mouth shut because she was like, oh, no, he paying the rent or the mortgage. I got a car and it, you know, he taking care of that. I got a refrigerator full of food. I got money coming in. I ain't going to tell on myself or him and ruin what I got. But now I don't condone none of it. Joanne says, wow, Demetra, that's how I used to talk with my ex. When I knew he was cheating, he got scared, but I put my plan into action. He didn't know the stupid witch called the house, and I became her bestie. I got those stories too of people calling the house. I'm like, excuse me? I ain't gonna say who it is. After I'm gonna tell y'all because I don't want a person to try to guess it was my baby daddy when we was in our young 20s. He had a woman call the house collect. I said, huh? She said, the collect call from Red. I'm like, who is Red? And he heard it and snatched the phone and accepted the doggone phone call. I said, so you telling people to call the house collect? That's when calling people collect was fashionable, you know. Angela, how you doing? And thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for the donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Moni, she has a salutation for Donovan. You'll always be my gorgeous brown sugar boo, Donovan. You can come keep me warm any day of the week. I told y'all, y'all want me to start my auction back up for Donovan? I had an auction going on, but as y'all know the story, he opened his mouth, said something crazy, and the auction price plummeted to like $5.80. So I could start there. And whoever...
No, that wasn't it. The economy went down because Joe Biden got elected.
Are we blaming Joe Biden now, huh? Marcus says, I think the way he'll be okay if he has a couple of great movies that have to come out right now with other high-profile actors. He might be, but of course, you know, you got this Me Too movement, and they never let, especially a black man, forget that you had a discrepancy with, you know, a white woman. How dare you? You should never work again. You know, so that I honestly think that'll follow him the rest of his life. I really do. You know, Joanne says, correction. I became her best friend, and you know, I was a general in my house. I know he was like, oh my God, they done organized on me. Lady Blue, you say Wendy Williams and Mr. Hunter. Yeah, it has. I honestly believe that's what ruined Wendy Williams. You know, even though she reporting on everybody else's relationship when it comes, and they said she knew about it for years, but you know, clearly he was the love of her life. You know what I mean? Love of her life, and then it gets public, and then he gets pregnant and buys her a house, and there's a lot. And you know, this is what I will say about cheating. I've never done it. I never have cheated. I have never did it, okay? Ain't nobody gonna come on here and say I cheated on them, okay? They just not. But being on the other end of that, it really can destroy you. You know what I mean? To have that happen to you with somebody you truly love, like if it's just some dude or whatever, like whatever dude, you know. But if it's somebody you consider to be your love of your life, it's damaging emotionally and physically. People don't talk about the physical ramifications of being cheated on. You know what I mean? I tell you all the time. When it happened to me, the very many times that it did, you know, I had some health issues, mental health issues. Blood pressure was high, you know, affected my kidneys. They're better now, you know, but it's a lot because you have a hard time really accepting that. So, you know, I would just say be careful. You know, if you don't want to be with somebody, I'm always one of those people like, it's going to suck either way, right? You don't want to be with me, all right. I would that you tell me so I can, you know, cry, do whatever I need to do. But to find out that you don't want to be with me and then you've started to be with somebody else is like, oh my God, it's just, whew. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I don't even wish it on the women that were complicit in the cheating on me. I don't. It's just, I could go on forever, but that's, it gives me anxiety even just thinking about it. But anyway, let's see here. And collect calls. Yeah, it was a collect call, Lady Blue. And Stanley, how you doing? Did you see that comment? I had a bone to pick with you about Miss Pearl. All right, so you say I'm not giving some random the ability to make my wife feel like she's sharing me or someone. She got something of hers. I mean, and big ups to you, honestly, you know, and that's the way it should be. Nobody should have access. Nobody else should have access to your man or your woman. They should not. If you say you're going to be in an exclusive relationship, that's the way it should be until you say, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. You know, Lady Blue says, Demetra reminded me of my beautiful Kenya doll from my childhood. Oh, you said I do? Is that what you're saying? Let's see here. Joanne says, Demetra, with some of the side piece stand to lose a lot, especially when you know your man. Yeah, I agree with that. And Dark Titan, what's going on? She says females slip up back then too about their cheating. Oh yeah, listen, I am not saying that women don't cheat, because if you ask yourself, to me it's logic, right? Who are the men cheating with? Nah, he might be cheating with another man, but I ain't talking about them. Who is he cheating with? Usually he's cheating with another woman. So I would think it kind of balances out, right? You know, that they are cheating just as much with each other. I don't know. That's just kind of what I think. And KR, if I didn't already, how you doing? You say facts. And Pamela says she knew what she was doing. Moni says, Donovan, you should never be scared to watch a TV show. What's your Dominican Republic women will have in store for you? So you're talking about the For My Man. Donovan, you in the DRI 30, you gonna come up on one of those episodes for my puppy. Oh, all right. Wilbur says Ezra Miller was wilded out and his Flash movie was still coming out. Yeah, that's what my daughter was telling me. A white guy, he was doing the most with women, and his movie ain't been canceled. So, but you know how they do. It's all right when they do it. Yeah, Jan Michael was collect. I was like, what the hell? Like, huh? He met her in the club. It's a fun time for me. Not Dark Titan says the love of her life. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, some people, I don't know if you're talking about Wendy or me, but yeah, that really kind of sucks. I mean, and Wendy was with him, what, 30 years or something like that. So yeah, that's never fun. Gigi Cake, she says Wendy fell off the rocker when old girl became pregnant. Yeah. And you know, oddly enough, it ain't me. But there's a lot of women like, all right, cool, whatever. He out there. But if you bring a baby home, then that's the final nail in the coffin. It's like, I think we forget that the purpose of sex is to procreate. So, you know what I mean? You out there, you having sex, you might, you know, start a baby somewhere. I don't know. Like I said, it wouldn't be me. Jay says, Demetra, completely off topic, but what did you think of the B. Scott situation? I mean, Donovan, what do you think? Who is B. Scott? If you don't mind, who is that? I don't know. And Only Pounds Away says, well, he about to suffer because the judge cut them payments. So Wendy's ex better get to work. Yeah, sound like the gravy train is over for him, and it should be. I mean, you know, get out there and do what it do. But the unfortunate part about her husband is he blackballed himself by trying to take her to the cleaners, doing what he did. Because, you know, regardless of how messy Wendy is, but people love Wendy, you know, and same thing with Mary J. Blige. I'm not saying that men should not get child support. They should. They're very much entitled to it, or alimony. But the way those women were done is like, golly. And so they were in the industry and they just end up blackballing themselves. Like, who gonna want to work with them?
Well, and you got to think about this. I read the case thing on that, and what he filed with the court. He's claiming that his house is going into foreclosure, cars are being repoed, and all this other stuff. Wendy gave him, I believe, $10 million as part of the separation or whatever they were going, in addition to his alimony. This is our problem, I think, as a people. I'm not trying to pocket watch people and tell people how to do their money. What kind of damn house did you buy to where you can't keep up the payments in regards to whatever? You had $10 million. So where did all this money go? I understand, his little boo thing, opened a business, a couple businesses and stuff. See, and that's our thing. We get this kind of money and we get in over our heads. Like I said, Demetra will tell you, I'm not a business person. I'm more of an investor. I don't have the business capability, don't want to do it. But a lot of us get into these things that we're really not experts in, and then we wonder where our money goes. Like I said, I think it's an abomination for the money that Wendy gave this man, and she's ordered to give this man an alimony, and he still can't support himself. I think she's paying almost like $8,000, $10,000 in alimony a month.
I don't think she's paying anymore.
Yeah, because the show stopped or whatever. But the point is, for at least a year, she was paying it. I know that. And he hasn't a dime to his name. That's sad.
He thought he had him a dummy for life, right? So Jay, you talking about B. Smith? She was like I hate to compare them, but she was kind of like a Black Martha Stewart. B. Smith, and she ended up with dementia or something like that. And while she's passed on now, but while she was alive and still going through the dementia, her husband got in a relationship with a white woman and moved her in the house and everything. And people took issue with that, but I guess he was more or less like, she don't remember me. I got to be happy type of thing. And yeah, I personally think that was messed up. I think you probably should have waited for your wife to transition, whatever she's going to do. But to move the woman in the house, see, I'd have snapped out of my dimension, but like, I'm back, mother. And, we would have rearranged some furniture. But yeah, that was messed up. Joanne says, when your man cheats and is sloppy and still coming home every night, paying everything, she's the loser. Stand your ground. She wants you to be intimidated. Don't move until you want to. So you're basically saying, don't let your money go. Stand your ground. Don't leave the house or the marriage or whatever. I mean, yeah, I can see that. But I mean, if you cheating on me, I'm going to leave the marriage, and I'm going to leave with a little bit of money too, and some houses and cars and everything else. Because what you ain't going to do is take all that and be with her. So I agree with you, stand your ground to some degree, but I'm not going to endure the relationship. Nah. Good. Yeah,
and real quick, I know it's kind of off topic, but let's give a special thought out to he recently died a couple of days ago, the inventor of soft sheen. I believe his name is Edward and Betty Ann Gardner. And he was like a civil rights guy in Chicago. And he was the inventor of soft sheen products. You can put it on your natural hair for the ladies and stuff. I mean, every Black person has dealt with soft sheen products sometime in their life, whatever it is. And he recently died in Chicago, and he's actually still lived on the south side of Chicago. And he was a what do you call those people that do things in the community?
Like an activist?
Yeah, he was an activist as well, but he also repaired things. Yeah, he repaired things in the community and stuff like that.
A handyman? A handyman?
No. This guy was a corporation guy, but he would take thousands of dollars to help keep the community up, in projects and stuff, whatever you want to do it. And he recently died, and he was about his business. He didn't take his money and just like Bob Johnson and go live with the white folks. He stayed in his community, and he recently died, I think about 2 or 3 days ago.
Well, I didn't hear about that. KR says, because women can cheat more than men, they just hide it better. You know what? I will concede that. Women do hide it better. Typically, women are not as sloppy, kind of cover your tracks a little bit more. But women get caught too. We've heard of plenty of stories of that. Arson says, since Dee mentioned the economy being trash, may I ask, is it true the economy is bad because we're suffering the effects of Donald Trump as his presidency did good, mostly thanks to Obama's cause? I don't think it was due to Trump. But then again, I'm not an economist. I know that they are raising the interest rates to slow down inflation. It doesn't seem like it's working. They raised it last week. Sounds like they may be trying to do it again. So whenever inflation is high, money and credit and stocks and bonds and things like that typically do not do well, which is why you have the situation with SVB Bank and was it Swiss Credit Suisse in those situations, because the interest rate and the bonds cannot keep up. So there's a lot going on there. But as far as Trump, I don't know. Of course, each president blames the past administration, or when it's good, then they take credit for it, right? So let's see here. Lady Blue says, then that white woman left him, I believe. You're talking about the one with B. Smith. Dark Titan says, Marvel Studios always white supremacists not making Monica Rambeau. The first Captain Marvel, like the comics, dropped T.I. fast after accusations. Now Jonathan's turn. Yeah, that you might be on to something. And Marty says, see, when I think, and I saw your comment too about the gasoline. I couldn't necessarily put that one up. He says, see, I think when a woman is bodacious, tells me that you're cheating with a man, I'm going to let you have him 5 years down the road when nobody would expect him. He says, catch you out, sir. I don't know what that means. It sounds like you're going to put something in his face wash or her face wash. I don't know. And let's see him skip down a little bit so I could catch up a little bit. And Elton, how are you doing? He says, peace and greetings to the family. Yes, indeed. Only Pounders Way says, B. Smith's husband was a whole jerk for doing that to his wife, and the heifer who did going to get hers. I totally agree. You going to get yours back when you do wrong. I totally believe that. Jay says, Demetra, and no, the owner of Porsche is, yes. The owner of Porsche is divorcing. So he's like 78, 79. His wife is 74, something like that. Divorcing his old wife because she has dementia to be with his longtime girlfriend. Yeah, he says, I deserve to continue to live life. And she has 4 nurses and my daughter is taking care of her. Peace. That's jacked up. Dark Time says, Soft Sheen, my late mom and her mom, grandmom, her sister, my aunt used to put it in my hair back in the 70s. Oof, your hair was moist, wasn't it? Juicy. Mike say, my ex cheated on me until this day. Realizes what they had was great for them, but nope. When I move on. I'll never go backwards. And let me say this. There are some cases where you can go back. I'm just, saying, if the person is sorry and they, aren't going to do it again, I guess you'll never know if they will. And you trust that they won't. Yeah, there's times when people said, all right, let's try again. But now, if that's just who they are, they out there just getting it around here and there. And nah, you might not. Because, the other thing is with cheating is you swapping stuff with other people and then you go get in the bed with your significant other. It's like, I'm pass on that, Donovan says hair care. I saw a hair care manufacturer, Baton Gardner, that's what it was, born in Chicago. Gardner working with her husband and business partner, Edward Baton Gardner, became an innovator in African-American hair. Oh, okay. So it's big time.
That's called Betty Ann.
Oh, Betty Ann.
Remember, these are black folks. Betty Ann. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Pamela is saying he was a philanthropist. Is that what you're trying to say, Donovan?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, philanthropist. I mean, he stayed in South Chicago and he didn't run and go to the suburbs or whatever. He kept his money in the neighborhood that he was from.
Yes, LS, we can be. I don't want to say more. We might be. We can be. Yeah. I see you cited Eve as an example as your source. What
about Delilah?
Yeah. Jezebel, them heifers. Elton says both parties are two wings of the same bird. Neither one is your friend. Talking about the Democrats and Republicans. Is that who we're talking about? Simone B, what's going on with you? Says a lot of people withdrew their money from the stock market last year. And that is true. From what I understand too, with SVB Bank, sounds like they did it and then announced, hey, we're having some difficulties, the executives and things like that. They took their money out. But you're absolutely right. Don says, understand this, the United States of damn America, y'all be making up all kind of names, is being judged for what they have done to the children of the Most High. I totally agree with you on that one. And our son, how are you? He says, Donovan, hey man, it kind of did last week, but the cold came back. Fun fact, if Biden lifts the COVID regulations to enter the U.S., I'll visit down south like you guys. Is there still regulations on people entering in from Canada to the United States? I thought they lifted all the restrictions. I don't know. I could be wrong. Easy says, D, all that money going to Ukraine causing banks to fold. It could be, right? You know, we know here they continue to print money. And LS says, why couldn't Jonathan Majors control his fluid masculinity? I don't know. Is that a trick question? I don't know. I don't even know how to respond to that. Morning says, I had anytime I will bid oh, so you said you're willing to bid $100 for your brown sugar boo, Donovan? No sarcasm. The economy sucks right now. Demetra, I'm loving how Africa has made the law against the alphabet. So you're talking about Uganda. Yeah, they're not playing, right? Joanne says, but the bid is now at $100 for Donovan. Ladies, $100 going once. Joanne says, Demetra, what I meant was legally, you don't let the man touch you or appreciate cheating, but sometimes your children who are about to face a storm become a female gender. Oh, okay, I got you on that one. Yeah, you try your best not to let the other woman win, right? Now, I totally agree, but yeah, some women do, they stay in the house or whatever, but we ain't having no relations, none of that kind of stuff. Now I ain't cooking for you. You better go get you some top ramen, buddy, or have her cook for you, whatever. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And Artemis, how are you doing? Says the economy is going to get worse. China, Russia, South Africa are starting to trade in their own currency. They won't be using the American dollar any longer. Yeah, we're starting to hear more and more about that. Jan Michael and say, ready for stagflation economy due to printing new money and inflation. Yes, indeed. And let's see. Lady Blue says, Beyonce took Jay-Z cheating behind back, but in my opinion, he been grooming her since she was a teenager. I will leave that there. That's what the rumor is. But yeah, I mean, you know, they have a lot to lose together. I don't know. I honestly think it's a personal choice. You know, if you want to take somebody back, that's really up to you. But I want to say people got to jump through hoops of fire to prove they love for you and all that. I do believe people make mistakes. Now, some people might say, well, cheating is not a mistake because they knew what they were doing, right? It's not like, oh, I just fell into some pool nanny. It was an accident. It was a mistake.
That happens. That happens a lot. It's they're calling it Lakanuki flu 2.
And I heard there's no cure for it. And y'all just have to be put out the pasture. You know, like they do rabid dogs. Just get rid of you. Big Rich, you say, Donovan, did you hear anything about Russia paying off Africa's debt to America?
Yeah, I responded to that. No, I didn't hear about that. But if Russia did do that, that gives the United States a big black eye because we want a lot of influence in Africa. Because guess what? Every mineral known to the planet is in Africa, and everybody wants to be there, especially for that cobalt and that new energy they found in Uganda. So you know, big ups to Africa if they can get that debt paid off and get the United States off their backs. But here's what I don't understand: if the United States has debt with African nations, then how the hell do we owe China all this damn money? We're deadbeats.
110. My auction for Donovan is now at $110. Donovan? No. You giving them too much too soon. Come on now. You cheap. $110. You about to show us all your goodies. Come on, man. At least let it get to 120 down. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, that's enough. But 110, nevertheless, auction is going to end today. the highest bid after we leave out of here, Donovan, pack your stuff, okay? Or whoever makes the bid, Donovan has 4 glamorous bedrooms in sunny Southern California. He's 45 minutes from Los Angeles. He's 3 hours to Vegas. He's 45 minutes to the snow and an hour to the beach. So all that could be yours.
And a luxury vacation to Mexico, 90 miles away.
You know what I'm saying? Plus 2 vehicles. Everything's paid off. He's got a motorbike. He's got 2 of them. And, you ain't got to work. You ain't got to do nothing. He said, just come be my peace and make me some greens every once in a while with some red beans and rice. If you could do that, you winning. I'm just saying. All right, so let's see here. 110. Don says they forgave the debt owed to them. Oh, so you're talking about Big Rich. Let's see. Mike says, I knew a woman who says she found her husband was screwing another woman. She stayed with him, but never went down on him no more. It's like, he must have had a lot of money, a lot of money. I mean, to each his own, But yeah, I'd have been on cell block H. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have been able to walk in and say, hey, what y'all doing? Looks like you're teaching them something new. It'd have been a messy crime scene. Lady Blue says, America's a debt country. It's everywhere. Fallon says, wait, now I might have to up that. Yeah, we can't have Donovan showing y'all too much skin now. Golly, you cheap. Simone, you says USA said, as long as I owe, they'll never be broke. Exactly. That's what we say, right? As long as I owe, you never be broke. Or you can't get blood from a turnip. Beverly says, take your hat off. Nine. We can't listen, ladies. We don't want to overwhelm y'all. Just get a little at a time. Little bit at a time. BJ Riggs, how you doing? He says, so what club Donovan work at? It could be your I mean, I don't know if I think you're probably a man. I don't know. But if the price is right, it could be at your personal house. He'll come and do it, shake a little leg for you. When I say a little leg, I do mean the one that your feet are attached to. I ain't talking about I just wanted to be clear, okay? Not that one, the 2 that you walk on, okay? Brother Don says, dang, Donovan, wait till you're out of blade pricing range. Lady Blue said, no, she ain't trying to go to Mexico. Don't mention Mexico no more. We don't want the bid to go down. Martin says, a broken heart is never a good thing, and it do make you feel bad, but at some point when you start putting your mind focus on God, you're going to go through hell every time a man let God. My grandmother used to say that all the time. Child, let go and let God. They always bug me, and I'm like, why? As I got older, I kind of understood what she was going, said, not because she was being cheated on, but she just always say that, and I'm like, kind of lazy, but I get it now. Yeah, Pamela, he does. He has it all. What else could you want? Jay says, Demetra out here pimping Donovan. Good Lord, we had died and gone to hell. No, I ain't pimping. It ain't pimping. If you got it, ain't that what they say? Or tricking if you got, you know what I mean? I'm trying to help my guy out here, and I see the ladies. They like Donovan, so I got to get something from it. Because let's say he go off with one of y'all beautiful women. Yeah, he might not show up to the show as much. He'd be like, well, we busy. Well, I'm gonna be late and all that. So I need to be compensated for my time. It's what's in it for me, Joanne says, Donovan, you sound like you in the Inland Empire somewhere. I'm Southern California myself. Yes, he is. See, a woman that knows her geographical locations and all. Yes, he is in the Inland Empire, the IE. Yes, he is. All right. Lady Boo said this is funny. Joanne says, okay, I got my family there as well. See, all right. 110 is where we at, y'all. BJ Reed says, what is the hourly rate? You know what? I ain't think about that. What's the minimum wage? $7.25 in most states, $7.50. $7.50 an hour, okay? You're going to be working all day. I'll send them with some Gatorade, you know, so you don't get dehydrated. Joanne says, Apple Valley, Lancaster, San Bernardino, Los Angeles, on and on. Yes, indeed. The Inland Empire. Yes, San Bernardino. Well, San Bernardino, definitely is the Inland Empire. Yes, indeed. Dark Time says, those male and female cheaters vengeance stories on YouTube and the internet are hilarious and fun to read. You know, Cheaters used to be my favorite show. And I was like, you know, I might want to stop watching it because I'm manifesting some bad juju on myself. You know, it's like, damn, this is starting to become real life. KR says, I really enjoy your channel. I appreciate you and your co-host. Stay live. Thank you so much. Yeah, sometimes we get a little bit unhinged, but it's all in fun. But this auction is for real, y'all. It's for real. On the Pamela's way, it says either a person is going to stay or go. Ain't no need to do crazy stuff. Yeah, you know, like when I was younger, I was wild. You know, I got some give back. I did. I hid. It was the same guy, actually. He was probably like, damn, she crazy. But he made me do it when I was in my 20s. I hid one. So, you know, he have a pair of shoes. I hid a shoe from each pair. So he didn't have a pair of shoes. I was like, I don't know where your shoe. I don't know what happened to him. Now, eventually I gave them back to him. But still, you know, I thought I was teaching him a lesson, but I didn't, you know. Needless to say, we didn't stay together. Tito, how you doing? You say, it's simping? Okay. Yes, the leg, Jay. 110 per hour. I mean, if y'all want to pay that, that's fine. And Only Pounds Away says, not the 750 from All About the Benjamins, Mike Epps. Yeah, 7. Well, I mean, I know it's hard times now, people struggling, but, you know, ladies still want to, you know, have fun. And Donovan's available. He's retired. He ain't doing much else. He's just sitting around the house, so you might as well put him to use. You know, he still works. Well, you know, I don't personally have any knowledge of that, but I'd imagine he does, okay? Hey, Ebony, how you doing? Are you right on time? Yeah, I mean, you know, relationships, it's work. You know what I mean? I think back in my 20s and 30s, I was like, wow. Whew. It was a lot. Like I said, I got stories for days. I ain't going to share them all with you. Maybe one day I'll write a book.
But let me ask you this, since you got stories for days, looking back on those days and all the struggle and strife you went through, knowing what you know now, would you say that some of that could have been avoided if you had made better decisions in regards as to your part of the, you know, there's only, you know, of the issue, you're part of the issue?
I'm going to answer that just a second. Mike says, and you must be able to burn in the kitchen too. Oh, I could cook. Well, you know, in my 20s, you know, I didn't do a lot of cooking. I had to really kind of learn. But as I got older, yeah, I could cook. I, you know, make gravy and all of that. See, I could cook. And, you know, any man that I've been with in the last 20 years or so, they'll tell you, yeah, she could cook. And I ain't one of those women that don't like to cook and you better get it yourself and all that. Matter of fact, I don't want you in my kitchen. Stay out of here, okay? I don't want you touching the dishes. I don't want you trying to cook nothing. I got it all. That's just me.
Fellas, do you know the indication that you know if a woman really knows how to cook? Demetra, you know?
What, they say that she got grandma arms or something?
No. If first thing you need to do is go into that kitchen and remember that Crisco can. If she has a Crisco can in there, you know she's burning. She's frying chicken. She's doing it all in there. If she has that Crisco can, she ain't got that Crisco can, she might be suspect.
She got that Crisco can. You ain't going to be around too long because your arteries are going to be clogged up eventually, okay? Joanne says on Cheaters, ladies, what do you need in your situation? I mean, what do you need to do in your situation, but never accept it? Sometimes you must take a loss, But if you need time, become covert in your survival. Yeah, you do what you got to do, basically. So you asked me, was there something differently I could have did as far as making decisions? Yeah, I mean, some of them, yeah. But as I always say to you, Donovan, I don't know of any woman who says, I know you're a dirt bag. You're going to do the worst things to me. You're going to take my wallet in the middle of the night, my debit card. Now, these are true stories. Y'all, like I said, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Should I'm gonna tell y'all the truth because I want to tell y'all, so you don't make those same mistakes. A woman don't sign up saying, yeah, I know you're gonna take my ATM card in the middle of the night. You're gonna drop me off to work and ain't gonna come pick me up, have me stranded. Like, nobody signs up for that stuff. You're gonna not come home. You're gonna, having women call, collect. Nobody signs up for that, right? Now, I would say the fault with a lot of people, not just women, but men too, is sometimes we know those people, we see the signs and it's not even covert, it's very overt, and we stay, right? Thinking, oh, if I cry enough tears, they're going to stop, or they're going to see how hurt I am, and they're going to be better people. They're not. My ex-husband that I was married to for 10 months, I always got to let y'all know I was married to him for 10 months because, we were together a lot longer than that. But, just being real with y'all, I remember one time, it wasn't the first time, okay? But one time, I found out he was cheating. I literally fell to my knees, okay? And I was like, oh, my God, please just stop. Why are you doing this to me? Because I sacrificed a lot to be with him, And he's looking at me, and he's kind of like, wow, he was shook because he just maybe didn't realize what he was doing to me. Of course, he said he was going to stop, and 2 weeks later, he was back doing it again. See, I can laugh about it now because it's funny now, But I don't think, you see the signs, but like I said, I think staying, when you know that person is not going to stop, they say they're going to stop, but they not, it's like you either let them cheat in peace or you leave. That's kind of, what your options are, Let's see here. I see some of these comments. And Ebony says, I had a high school sweetheart and married after high school for 11 years before we parted ways. Yeah, high school sweethearts are always the best. I had one too, but he went off to the Navy. My high school sweetheart went off to the Navy. And before he went, he was the only guy that I've ever been with that was honest with me. And in high school, you know what he said to me? He says, my uncle, because he's going to the Navy. He says, my uncle says when I go to the Navy, there's going to be a lot of women around and, I'm probably going to cheat or whatever. I was like, okay. I was hurt, but I respected his honesty. At the time, I was 18, get ready to graduate high school. And when he went and enlisted and everything, he actually did come back a couple years later. But by that time, I had just had my daughter and stuff. And he was like, oh, I didn't cheat. I want to be with you. And I was like, yeah, kind of, with somebody now and kind of going through it or whatever. But needless to say, he would come visit me every once in a while, visit my daughter and stuff. But eventually he was killed in a motorcycle accident when he was away, on home from, I guess, on leave or whatever it was. A very sweet guy, very nice. And he was what you would consider a nerd, very astute about school. And he was about his business, very industrious, fixed his VW from the ground up. And, he would take me places. And he was just like he was just so like, he was just a very good person. It wasn't my, doing that we broke up. He was honest with me. So.
Right. Yeah. But you got to tell the whole story. Now, notice he was honest with her and told her, hey, I'm going to go into the military. I'm going to see other places. There's going to be women and all kinds of things. I got to go spread democracy. I got to do what I got to do. Right. So what is Demetra's answer to him saying and being honest, saying, I got to go do what I got to do? She and her band of girls start coming up to the club and partying and having a good time.
What was I supposed to do? I was young. I was cute. Had a good shape. So yeah, I started going out to the club and stuff. And that's how I met my baby daddy. And that's how I ended up with my daughter. That was, 30 plus years ago at this point. But still, he left me no choice. And let's see. Let's see. Pamela says, me too, I could cook. Yeah, I mean, a woman that could cook, you get you a woman that could cook, you good. Just treat her right, you know, especially if she's a good woman. Joanne says, most of us had to cook at 12 or younger for siblings while parents were at work. Yeah, you know, I had a younger sibling have to cook for when I was in my 20s. Is cooking just, you know, wasn't. I mean, I was cooking when I, you know, had my daughter and stuff, but I cook better now that I'm older, you know. I guess I enjoy it. And Jay says, all fun and jokes aside, this channel has taught me a lot, made me laugh more. I definitely laugh out loud. But Demetra, Donovan, and Walter, they're doing good out here. And these discussions, real knows real. Yes, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for that comment. Arson says, hold up. Sounds like Demetra is definitely a woman to marry. I am. I'm a good woman. I mean, I believe I am. I'm not out there, you know, doing, like, that's the thing, too. Men, can I holler at you for a minute? Y'all get a woman who don't like to run the streets. I'm 51. You know, right. You know what I'm saying? I'm 51, so I'm not out on them streets like that. I'm at home probably 90% of the time because I work from home too. But even still, when I wasn't working from home, I go to work and I come back. Now, sometimes I go to an event or something like that, but I ain't one of those women that just always going in the streets and, baby, where you at? I'm at the function. I'm out here. You know, when you come home, you're going to have something to eat. You ain't going to be like, well, damn, you ain't cooked nothing. Nah, what's wrong with you? You ain't going to get that from me. You're going to have some food. You're going to walk in the door and food is going to be ready.
There's going to be a pack of top ramen sitting on the stove with the pot.
You can ask any man I've ever been with, have I made him some top ramen? He going to be like, what's that? No. Thunder says, the indication if a woman can cook, you go in her kitchen, grab any pot, and if the handle is loose and spins around, she cooks. You know what I'm saying? Unless she got that state-of-the-art cookware, you know. Thank you, BJ. And let's hear him skip down a little bit just to catch up. And Mike says, update, Demetra. Remember I told you I was going through it with someone who thought they wanted to leave me and her, decided to work it out. After all, we're doing great now. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people have a come to Jesus moment and say, you know what? He really is a good man. What the hell is wrong with me? I'm about to leave him. He take care of me. He's good to me. I don't want for nothing mentally, spiritually. I'm sure he's taking care of me financially. If I remember what you were saying, what the hell is wrong? Like, but Mike, I don't know how many minutes you got, but she left, you know, I don't know, maybe for 3 minutes. Opposed to 2 is like, okay, that's silly, right? So sometimes people, they say, now that's pretty stupid. Or, listen what I always say to it. Kevin Samuels, you know, I disagree with a lot of things he said. I agree with a lot of things he said. He said, men need to start holding other men accountable. He said that when his friends would come over and say, oh man, I got a baddie, you know, I'm about to leave or I'm about to cheat. He'd be like, take your ass home. And if you don't take your ass home, I'm calling your wife and I'm telling her. So sometimes we got to hold each other accountable and say, hey, man, you got a good woman at home. Or, girl, you got a good man at home. What's going to happen is he going to get sopped up by somebody else that's really going to appreciate him. Y'all going to see them two together. And then you're going to regret what you let go behind chasing, you know, a fantasy or whatever.
Now, why can't you say that to your sister? Remember that video of the car wash episode where I sent her?
Hey, she tried to get with you, Donovan. You was the one that was like, girl, please, get the hell out of here. And he's been regretting
it. Wait. But in my defense, I was a senior and she was a freshman, okay?
Uh-huh. I get you. But I'm glad, Mike, that it has worked out. I love to hear when things work out for the better. I mean, a lot of times it takes for us to come to an understanding and say, you know, and really realize, damn, I got somebody good at home. I'm tripping. You know what I mean? Don't leave your good thing for something that's a lot of times people leave for a roll in the hay. I'm not saying this about your situation, Mike, because, you know, I don't know all that happened. A lot of times people leave for a roll in the hay. You know, you mess up your whole relationship for some booty or, you know. So I'm glad that worked out for you. Now let's see. Joanne says, first loves are the best. I'm 70 and my first love still calls me First cut is the deepest. Yes, yes, yes. You right about that. I mean, that's when you really are awakened to what love you think it is, right? What it really feels like to be in love with somebody. And Pam says, Sister K, oh yes, sure did. He made you do it. I'm gonna skip down a little bit to catch up on these comments. Oh, okay, I am caught up. All right, so Moni, you say, I don't care what nobody says. Once your mind so sick, now we decide to part ways. Okay, no problem. But it's the disrespect and bringing it to my house. Bunch of children outside of the marriage. Gasoline for you. Damn. Well, yeah, a bunch of kids and all that. Nah, no. I'm not going to be with no one that was so irresponsible that they created life outside of our relationship. Now, I ain't going to be able to do that. Nah. But there are some women who do. You know, again, that's a personal decision. You want to be remain in a relationship with a man or even a woman. I mean, I know, you know, men whose wives got out there in them streets and got pregnant by another dude and they decided to stay. You know, and that's all. It's a personal decision. If that's what you want to do, then by all means do that. Nobody's going to fault you for that because it's your life to live, right? Lady Blue says, I'm seeing a lot of dudes on these YouTube streets as well. And let's see. By the way, has anybody seen the Pioneer? Where has the Pioneer been? Moni, have you seen him at all anywhere? He hasn't. We haven't seen him in. Well, I haven't seen him in months. I sent him an email and everything a couple of months back. No response. And LS says, "Ain't I a woman?" And Arson says, "Laugh out loud." Well, it's a good thing Donovan told us the other side of the story. Laugh out loud. And unless you use filtering, you're still in great shape. No, I ain't no filters on me. You know, age. I guess age is really just a number. You take care of yourself. You know, keep yourself in good shape. I work out. Oh, by the way, y'all, I took Walter. Me and my daughter, we took him to cycling, and he did good. We took him to the hardest instructor there, right? And this man is crazy. I'm telling you, the instructor is crazy. Walter did really well. And he was like, you know, he likes it. He wants to go back because, you know, he's out here. But on his first time, he did almost 18 miles. Almost 18 miles cycling. And, you know, he's like, I need another shirt. He was drenched. So take care of yourself. You'll be around here as long as you need to be. Eat good food most of the time. Exercise. Get some sleep. Drink water. Be positive. And, you know, you'll be all right. But no filters here. And let's see here. Jay says, any man coming to Demetra at this point, you gotta have some damn sense. That's, you know what, is that too much to ask? Have some sense. I don't think that's too much to ask. Just have some sense and be respectful. Like, treat me like I treat you. I don't even know why that's so hard to fathom nowadays, right? I mean, I don't know. Let's see here. Simone, he says, my first love is the father of my children. However, we grew apart. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I mean, and sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're just not on the same page anymore. And it's okay. You know, my daughter's father, me and him are really good. We're good. We could chat, you know, for hours about everything, you know, and it's all in fun. We joke, we laugh, and, you know, it's a lot because at the end of the day, we have a daughter in common. You know, we want the best for her. So, yeah, you evolve eventually, right? Donovan says men have to stay because even if the woman cheated and got pregnant, the man still pays. Oh, my God. Yikes. Thunder says, question, what about this new concept, one man and he's taking care of multiple women all under one roof? If that's what you want to do, then by all means do it. And I like what you said. The operative words are taking care of, okay? Not just dipping off into different women, taking care of them. And if those people are fine with that relationship, then all right. You know, it's not for me to tell you, are you wrong? Why you with multiple women? If those multiple women want to be with you, have fun, okay?
Wait, what do these young people call it now? These poly relationships now, I guess? They're doing poly relationships. And
yeah, I guess they sharing. Usually it's a man with multiple women and they're together or whatever the case is. I'm not knocking it. If you like it, I love it. Hey, Karen, how you doing? And BJ says, wow, you guys are amazing. And so are you. And Joanne says, on the women who are dealing with men having children outside his covenant with you, stand your ground legally if you want, but he must pay all support, and it's a done deal if he asks you for help. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Stand your ground. I mean, because your children aren't any less important now that he done went outside of the marriage, and decided to make other children. And it's sad because it's not the child's fault that was created in that situation, but it's like, just to me, it would just be so simple if people just didn't do it. But people sometimes are greedy and they do things they shouldn't. They get caught up. Lady Blue says, currently, I have a dude who realized what he had with me and is begging me to give him another chance. No cheating, but a lot of hurtful words when he was drunk constantly. I can't go back. Yeah, see, something like that, somebody who has an addiction, I mean, they have not worked on that. Yeah, that's kind of hard to do. I was with a couple of guys that had an addiction. And the crazy part is I didn't know it until I knew it. It's like, oh, okay, that's why he was acting like that, or whatever the case is. It all made sense. I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. My ex-husband, okay, that I was married to for 10 months. I don't think he might be watching. He wanted the girl back. After a while, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I discovered he had a crack problem. I was like, listen, you cheating and you smoking crack? I cannot. That's a little too much. That's too much for me to deal with. I can't do both, And then from that point, I was just like, I had to make my mind up. Like, nah, And then all the pieces of the puzzle really start to come together. It's like, oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. So addiction is just kind of hard to endure. It is a deal breaker, Simone. It is, because it's like, it's an emotional thing. Then they get to stealing money, and God knows who they sharing crack pipes with, and all that other stuff. I'm not trying to shame anybody who's had any addiction. I've never had a drug addiction or alcohol addiction, so I don't want to make light of it. But there's risks that are involved with being with people who do drugs. It just is. So,
well, you always got to think about this. If you're under the influence of something, what are the chances that you're practicing safe sex?
You probably not. And Mike says, well, today, Sister Demetra, I stay positive, but I ain't stay positive in the kitchen. Laugh out loud. I cooked some oxtail. What? Rice, greens, cornbread, mac and cheese, candy yams. And
hey, put that plate in the refrigerator right now.
Man, you cooking like that? Wow. You got a lucky girl. She's a very lucky girl. Hello, Rain, love. How are you this fine evening in Thunder? You say, I just need to find a silk robe and a pair of Turkish slippers to go with Gladys and Agnes. Or was it Gladys and Agnes? Y'all can sit up and smoke. You can smoke your pipe, and they can smoke their Virginia Slims. Hey, Leather and Luxury Cars, long time no see. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Yay! Thank you so much. And Moni says, remember, Demetra, you got to think outside the box. Sometimes you may have to try different types of men in different communities. That is non-white, like your friend Donovan. Always get your passport. Maybe I do have an addiction. I just love black men. I really do.
No, look. Let's tell the whole truth there. I was a witness to this. There is a dude in South Africa named what's his name?
Sweet Potato.
Sweet Potato. Love Demetra. Saw her on the street. He was giving all kinds of deals. Like, take this. You can have it. Just take me.
Maybe he's in South Africa. I don't know. Let's see here. And I hope all is well with you too, Leather and Luxury Cars. And Lady Blue says, man, those dudes in poly relationships, whatever. I smashed a dude in 2021. He says, in one, he cheated on them with me, just saying, please. For real? Wow. Rain, you say, Donovan, a woman do tell a man, he says, a woman do tell a man her every move. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. All right. Yeah, Pam, he said, on drugs and a cheater. No, yeah, I I can't do both. You know what I mean? And Naima, you say it's a deal breaker for me also. Yeah, I mean, it's just some things you just can't do. Marty says, but some men are going to cheat regardless, even if you are a good woman and they just don't know how to appreciate a good woman. And that's okay. You have other options with different cultures, non-white. But yeah, you know what? It ain't just the brothers. All men cheat of all races. They do. All men of different races are cheating. It's the same thing, you know, with women. People, if you're a cheater, you're a cheater.
Black men don't cheat.
Come on, say it right now. Say it right.
Black men don't cheat.
Black men, comma, don't cheat. Okay? Not black men don't cheat, period. You got to put the comma in there, okay?
I said what I said. Black men don't cheat.
Yeah. Dark Titan says, I see poly TikTokers on TikTok. Those people are messing up, especially the females. Yeah, that just wouldn't be for me. And Marty says, have a wonderful early birthday season to you, Demetra. Have wonderful, blessed evening, my gorgeous brown sugar. Please do live on Tuesday. Stop doing the recordings. Let's do lives. Well, the live is really up to Donovan. I know he's busy a lot. He's not out there with anybody, ladies. That we're still at $110. Ladies, he's not out there gallivanting with any other ladies. He's just very busy. So that would really be up to Donovan if he wants to do a live show. But thank you for my birthday is actually not until the second week of April. So we've got a ways to go. Yeah. But thank you. Appreciate that. Every season. Let's see here. Thunder, you say, I have a question. I know how men feel about women without teeth. Wink, wink. Do women feel the same about men without teeth for the same purpose? I don't have no knowledge of that. I have no knowledge of that. I was really trying to see what I could. I don't have no knowledge of that, but most women I know say they want their man to have some teeth. You know, at least teeth in the front. I would imagine. Jason Demetra, what the hell is sweet potato? How wasn't the dried yams? That was his name, sweet potato. You know, he liked me. He was, you know, nice little cute little man and all of that, you know. Ray says, I'm going to watch a replay. Good night, family. Good night to you as well. Simone says, in a universe that's not this one. Gigi Cake says, the lies you tell about black men don't cheat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've only been with black men and they cheated on me. Pound says, I ain't dating, marrying outside my race, period. You know what I'm saying? And Rain, it says, Donovan is such a liar. Donovan, have you ever cheated on a woman?
No, never. Firm, never.
Final answer?
Most of the women that I've been like married to and stuff, they left the relationship, not me. What is that you women love to say? Irreconcilable differences.
Okay, hold on. You have to clarify that because it says most women I was with and they were married, they left the relationship.
Oh yeah, when I was married, the two that I was married, they left the relationship. And women that I was, when I had girlfriends and stuff, if they weren't on my program, I got rid of them. But if we were doing really good, and you know, you can't, a house divided can't stand. So a lot of it was like a mutual split. But when I commit to a woman, I don't cheat.
I got you. Thunder says, like Clarence Carter said in the song, slip away when still in love. Oh, how sweet it is. All right, you're going to come back and get some hot grits on you.
No, a true story. I know people don't believe this, but you got to remember, I wasn't raised in this country. So my honor is very, very big with me and my family. So when I commit to a woman, just like some of you ladies are saying, if I want to be single, that's what I don't understand. If you're going to be single and stuff and want to date multiple women, fellas, just be single and do that. But when you commit, you know, you should be faithful to that woman. And if it ain't working out, you want to do something else, be man enough to say, hey, look, I'm about to head over here. It's a wrap. I'm out. And that's what I did in my adult life. You know, we're adults. I don't have to hide what I'm doing. You know, it is what it is, you know.
Look at this, Donovan. Look at this.
It just so happens I have a botanical garden in my backyard, and I'm very skilled at pruning trees.
I'm telling you, Donovan better be lucky I don't live in California, because I'd have been raided his backyard. He got all kind of fruit back there. Apples. What else you got back there? You got plums.
I got bananas, plums, pomegranates, Asian pears, cherries, plums. I mean, you name it, I have it. Pineapple, I have it all back there. Peaches, of course, lemons and oranges.
He can do it all, and you can have it all. You can for $110.01. That's where the bid is now. Come on, we about to get out of here by 5. Nah, that maybe 120. You can, you know. Marty says some people, even if you are good to them, will basically cheat on you regardless. They have no respect for themselves, and they can appreciate the beauty that God has let them go now for you. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, sister. Let's see here. Yes, Pamela, you've been outbidded. I don't know what to tell you. You've been outbidded. Yeah, Lady Blue, that 1 cent, that put it over the top. It still ain't enough for him to expose the goods yet. It's not yet. Thunder says Rufus said it's 2 things. Him and Gomes look forward to. One of them is cold potato salad, and the other one is I'm good. I want my man to have some teeth. Rain says, Donovan, a woman is not going to leave a man that doesn't cheat. So she said, sucker.
Well, no, I'm gonna have to disagree, because a lot of my women, remember, I was a pilot, so I'm out and about. And so a lot of the women that left me is for the mere fact that I was not physically there in the relationship. So that was the biggest problem because of my career and what I did. So I can only speak for myself.
Hey, you look like you might need to drop a shoulder on them now. We at 120. Yes. Yes. At least show them a bicep. Show them what they getting. Was that a struggle, or was you doing it in slow motion? You know, I want them to think you're weak. Yeah,
well, I do have a little tint of arthritis. So
be quiet. We don't want, you know how you're selling the car?
Yeah, the refund. You don't want a refund to happen.
I don't want them to invoke the lemon law on me. This sucker don't work. Have me in the people's court, talk about he's broken. And I do mean broken. Lady Blue says, teeth, please, pre-smile. Yeah, I can, and if you ain't got no teeth growing no more, go buy some. I'm cool with that. Go buy you some teeth. And Wilbur says, if my wife was to cheat on me, all I ask is don't blindside me, don't act like my gut is off, and don't put my life in danger. Yes. Oh man, that's the part that just really gets you here. It's like, just tell me, is there someone else? Oh no, it's no one else. No, it's no. You just you tripping. It ain't nobody else. I would never do that to you. And then you find out it's somebody else. It's like you took me through all of that, had me thinking I was crazy, I was tripping, I'm insecure, I'm making stuff up, and then you talk about, it was just a little cheating going on. It's like you could have just said all of that, Oh, shucky ducky now. Wait a minute. $125. I might be able to retire. I think I'm going to be able to retire. Yes, Gigi, a pilot. Donovan is, and still is, A pilot. He was a pilot. I didn't. Okay, I need to run down his credentials. Okay. Ladies, what you have here is a fine specimen of a man here. 24 years in the Air Force as a pilot, retired as a major, did 16 tours of duty. He is very industrious. He pretty much built his house, rebuilt his house from the ground up. And when I say from the ground up, I'm talking about snatching out kitchen sinks, walls. Shut up, D. Keep on track. Don't say nothing about nothing else about no walls. He tore out walls. A week. He tore out walls in the house. Okay. What else? He reconstructed the backyard. He got cars that are paid off, and he's just doing well in life. And all of that can be yours. And he has the capabilities, ladies. If you say, "Oh, Donnie boy, I feel like taking a trip somewhere," he'll say, "No worries. Let me go charter a plane. I can take you there." And he can. So Donovan is very accomplished. Oh, wait a minute. There's more. Wait, there's more. Donovan has 14 degrees. And when I say 14 degrees, I don't mean from Acme Academy. I mean this Negro is accomplished. If you go in his house, you see all the degrees on the wall. And yes.
Well, it's not 14, it's 12.
Oh my God. He's got 12 degrees, okay? He has attended the very astute Embry-Riddle is like the Harvard of the Air Force, okay? So this is a smart Negro. He can be yours for $125. Damn. Did I leave anything out? Okay, hold on. I don't want to make it seem like it's all good. He gonna get on your nerves now. He gonna get on your nerves sometimes, but then you have to say, I just buy some earplugs, I'll just overlook that. I might put some Benadryl in his cornbread and put him to sleep, and I get some me time. So there's ways to get around that. You know what I mean? Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Be careful, because Demetra will cash that in. Demetra will cash that in.
$500. What, Donovan? We've set a record.
Yes. Wait. And you forgot, not only do you work out every day, I work out every day. I'm in fairly good shape.
Yeah, he work out every day. He like working out every day. We're gonna have you take those pictures down on your Facebook, because you're giving him too much. Sometimes you flex without his shirt on, looking like Popeye. I'm just playing. He got some muscles. He do. All right, for real. Donnie said there was a situation where this guy was sleeping with, I have to read the rest of it, his mother-in-law. But to be honest, the mother-in-law had this Diane Carroll look going on, and I don't condone it, but I understand. Yeah, you like them older, seasoned women. I don't know about sleeping with your mama-in-law, though. That's a little bit much going on. Rain says, I bet Donovan tore out walls for real. Oh, we gonna get in trouble here. And Moni says, Demetra, what's going on in Texas with all them school colors and children being molested when they're covering it up? Dr. Candace has been exposing that in Texas. It's real bad state, hot in hell. Yeah, it is. But that kind of stuff is going on everywhere, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So, hopefully they get that resolved. I ain't got no sense. And Naima says, well, Donovan is a go-getter. Yeah, he do all right. He for real. He does. Easy says, D, you said it's 12 degrees in his house. I kid you not. Donovan has 12 degrees, like real degrees. I ain't talking about that stuff out of a Cracker Jack box, Acme Academy. I'm not even talking about, what is it? DeVry Institute. No shade to anybody who went to DeVry. Nothing like that. But, he...
Accredited.
Yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, Demetra would go to school, then I would go to school. She had a graduation, then I would go to a graduation. So
yeah, so Donovan's got way more degrees than I do. I would never even try to get 12 degrees, but he was bored, I guess. I don't know.
Now, you guys got to think about this, though. How many of you guys have family members that are in the military, right? As we know, in the military, they have a lot of military programs. The Air Force actually has the thing. So while I was in the military, yeah, I'm doing my job, whatever, but I also stuck the military for everything they had. When it came to their educational services, like, how many of you guys understand what AP programs are? You have AP, you have CLEP, college level examination proficiency tests, where you can challenge the courses. I actually CLEP'd 126 hours worth of college courses. So I basically studied my own bachelor's degree. And that's how I did it. I stuck it to the military for everything that they had, everything they had.
So easy, you say he got 12 degrees. It says 12 degrees in his house. Well, I don't know if it's that cold. Is that what you meant? No, but like real, like college degrees. He's got college degrees, like for real. I kid you not. Let's see here. Moni says, we about to get out of here. I know Donovan's chicken is getting cold. Says, what do you guys think about Uganda's law that they passed against the alphabet community? Demetra, give me your take on it. Donovan, I'd like to know your take on it, since it's their country. They can do it. Yeah. And you answered it for me. They can do whatever they want in their country. We can't impose Western ideologies in other people's country. They don't like it. They don't like it,
Right. And then my thing to do, I agree with you also. The reason why Black people in this country really doesn't have a lot of say-so is because we're only 14% of the population, which is a minority. But when you go to these countries where Africa, Jamaica, where the majority of the people are 90% of the population, they should be able to say what they want and how they want to do it. And that's how they get away with it. And, I say big ups to them, because why should they continue to be under the colonizers' rules? Just like what Idi Amin did in Uganda. He told the Asians, the Indians, to get out. And that really helped his people to become entrepreneurs within themselves, where they control the economy for themselves.
Moni, she came to win. She said $725. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, easy. Okay, so you in temperature, so 12 degrees. Now he really got 12 college degrees, right? Very accomplished. Yes, very smart man. And you're welcome, Rain. And let's see here. Somebody, there's a question. No, it wasn't a question. But yeah, so anyway. Wait, Martin says, excuse me, this is not a record. I'm at 750 going bid. Should start at my bid. Brown sugar boo. Donovan. You know what? Rain says, Donovan, we are 40% of 40% of the population. I like to see that. But
wait. We're 40% of the population in America? Or 14% of the population? We're 14% of the population according to the census.
Absolutely. So anyway, dun. Moni, you won. Moni, you won. Moni, should I deliver him to you? You gonna come live or go live in Southern California? Like how? Oh, and Donovan, they wanted to know how old you are.
I'll be 53 this year. 53.
Don't he look good? Don't he look good for 53? He looked like he's actually 35. I'm just saying, like you can have it all. You can have it all. So anyway, we are going to leave out of here. Thank you, Donovan, so much for being here. Thank you all. I don't know why y'all didn't click on the link. This would have been a very interesting conversation, story time, if you will. But we love and appreciate you anyway for being in the comments and adding your commentary and everything like that. Thank y'all for the members and everybody who's donated, and those who wanted to but couldn't. We do not love you any less. We appreciate you. Please do us a favor, at least like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, we do have ways to donate to the channel. Much is appreciated. So we will see y'all.
Real quick. I want to answer a question. People are saying, don't trust the numbers. If we were 40% of the population, if we had that many numbers of people, why is it that people that are coming over here and Afghans, it's like we almost have no say-so. If we're almost half the country, shouldn't we have more say-so? Just a question for anybody that wants to answer that. 40% is a lot of people. That's almost half. So why don't we have any say-so in a democracy? I don't think we're 40%. I just don't think it. Our representation in Congress doesn't even show that.
Yeah, that's news to me too. So I mean, I could be wrong, and I'm wrong a lot sometimes. So anyway, we love and appreciate you. I agree with you, Arson. Age is more of a social construct, and in that case, I'm 21, bro. I'm 21. So anyway, we'll see y'all later. We love and appreciate y'all. Peace.